Hello guys, welcome to this video. So in this video, we will actually be constructing a HTML to PDF web application inside PHP, and you can see on your screen this is actually the demo of the application, and I have deployed this tool here on my website freemediatools.com/html2pdf. You can visit this URL and simply try this tool. Let me show you a nice little demo right here. If you choose any sort of HTML template, let's suppose if you choose this template, if I just open this file, it looks something like this. You can see it contains an HTML table right here which contains some records, name, email, age and country. If I need to now convert this into PDF, so I will simply select this, click on download PDF file. So you will basically see it will convert this HTML table, HTML template full, and you can just see it actually converted this to a PDF file. And you can just see in the HTML we are applied custom CSS. So if you see, we can even be applying custom CSS as well. So this is the HTML file that I'm using right here. You will see we have an table tag right here. So we have this custom CSS as well. So if you want to change any sort of if I make any sort of change right here, background color, if I change to this one, if I add this style, and again if I refresh, let's suppose again if I select the same file, so now if you see the custom CSS will be changed because we changed the CSS part right here. That's why uh, you can just see it has converted everything HTML plus the custom CSS as well to PDF documents. So for this we are using a PHP library called as DOMPDF. DOMPDF is an open source HTML to PDF converter. So this is their GitHub repo. You can just see it's a free open source library, and we'll be using this library inside this video to actually convert the HTML template to PDF with CSS. So if you need the full source code guys of this tool that I deployed right here, you can actually go to the description link and purchase the full source code. The link is given in the description of this video. So you will get a zip file after you purchase it from, you will be redirected to Google Drive where you will actually get the full zip which will contain the full directory structure. So now let's get started by building this application. So the very first thing we need to do, you need to have exam control panel installed inside your system. So it's a Apache control panel which comes with the Apache HTTP server. So if you don't have this, you can simply say exam control panel download. So the very first link which comes right here, it's a cross-platform software. It's available for Windows, Linux, Mac. So you can download for respective operating system. So once you install it, simply start this Apache server. So now it is running. So now we can simply, so first of all what I need to do, you need to go to your C directory where the exam directory is present. You need to go to this folder htdocs and just create a new directory. I will say that HTML2 PDF app. I will cd into this app and open it inside. You will see currently the directory is empty. So now we will initialize our composer. Composer is a dependency manager for PHP for installing third-party packages. So we need to install the DOM PDF package. So we will simply say composer, 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 and it has a got install command which actually install a third-party package. This will be DOM PDF. If you want to see the command which is there, you can simply see in the GitHub repo they have provided the command which is composer require DOM PDF. Sorry, this is actual command. So I will simply copy this command and paste it. So what you will see, it will actually create a composer.json file. It will install the latest version and it will create this vendor folder which will actually contain the files of that actual library. So this is actually the autoload.php file, which will actually link the plugin inside our project. Now we need to simply create the index.html file, which will be having the template. We will simply here say HTML to PDF converter. And for this, we will also be using some Bootstrap. So simply after the title, we need to paste the CDN of Bootstrap, and then we need to simply write basic HTML, container, empty5. These are all Bootstrap classes. We will give it a heading in the center position, which is HTML to PDF converter. After this, we will be having a form tag. So this will be going to the upload.php script that we will be writing, and the method here will be post. Encoding type will be multi-part form data. So right here we will be having a div tag which will have the class of form group, and label, here we will be having a label for this will be file upload, and here will be simply be saying that select HTML file. So the user will select the HTML files. Input type will be file, and here class will be bootstrap class of form control, and it should be required. The user must submit this file before submitting the form, so required attribute. We're giving a name attribute as well, which is very useful. We'll give it a name attribute of file. This is really important attribute because in PHP we use this name attribute to actually see in the script when we write upload.php. So just give it a name attribute, and that's all. So just rename this to index. Okay, this is index.html, that's all. So after this, if you now need to open this, you can simply go to the browser, simply type localhost HTML to PDF app, and you will actually see your heading, and this is your select file. So here you will be selecting the HTML file. So after this, we will be having a simple button. So just be having a simple button, and it will be saying that download PDF file, and we'll be giving a class to it of btn danger, btn block. So it will actually add a full style button right here if you see. So after this, we also need to say button type submit, and that's all. Just give it a name attribute as well of submit. So now we need to write this upload.php script. So when we submit this form, if you try to submit, if you select a HTML file, click on download. So you will actually see this upload.php script is not found. We do need to create this file. So right in the root directory, just create upload.php. And also for storing the input file, we just need to create a public, and inside this create a uploads directory. So here inside this directory, public/uploads, all your input files will be stored in using PHP. So now inside upload.php, we need to write the PHP script for processing that HTML form. So when we submit that form, this script will be called. So right here at the very top, we need to require the library autoload file, autoload.php. So this will actually link the third-party library that we have installed. So if you don't write this line, the application will not work. So simply require that vendor/autoload.php. Now we need to use that DOMPDF class. So it's, you can see it has got various classes. We need to use the base class, which is DOMPDF. And here we need to specify the target directory, in which directory you will be storing all the uploaded files. So we will be providing this directory. So public/uploads. So here we will be storing all the files. And then now we need to give it a unique name for the every file that will be uploaded. So for this, we will be using a built-in PHP function, which is unique ID. So this will give a unique name every time whenever we upload files. So after this, we just need to build out the full name of the file. We will be creating a new variable for this target file, and here we'll be saying target directory, and we'll be concatenating by dot symbol in PHP with the unique name that we got using this unique ID. So this will be the complete path, which is target file. So after this, we will be using the base name function of PHP to actually uh, get the actual file. So here we need to give the name parameter. So whatever name parameter that you have given. So in my HTML, if you see, we have given the name attribute to be file. This needs to be matching right here. So whatever name attribute that you have given in HTML, you need to mention here. And this will actually fetch the actual file that you are submitting. In this case, we are submitting the HTML file. So it will capture that file, this base name function. And then we need to declare a variable called as upload OK to just store this value 1. And then you will be simply be checking if the user has submitted the correct file by using this function string to lower path info extension. So this here will be specifying each switch statement, and we'll be providing file type. This will actually contain the extension right here. So in this case, we will be storing .html. So here we'll be using this switch statement. We will be only be allowing user to upload HTML files. If they select any other file, they will get an error. So you can specify some cases right here. In case of HTML file, we need to break. And here the default one, you will be simply be saying a message to the user that sorry, only HTML files are allowed. This is not mandatory, but it's a good practice to actually show errors when users upload incorrect files. So now if you see, if I test this application, let's suppose if I upload HTML file, this will upload. Okay, sorry, only HTML files are allowed. Case HTML. Let me copy this code right here. I think I made some kind of mistake in. If I paste it, if I submit now, we will basically see it is saying that incorrect key name. We need to replace the same key. So we need to mention right here, whenever we are getting the file, this needs to be file. So now if you see, we have selected the HTML file, so no error has taken place. So now if I change, if I select the image file instead of HTML file, so you'll see this error that sorry, only HTML files are allowed. So in this way, you can do this in PHP. And then after this, you will make this variable upload OK to be 0, because upload OK is defined to be 1. So if they upload incorrect files, then we will change this value from 1 to 0. So after this, if the file is correctly selected, then we will be simply be uploading the file. So now to upload the file in PHP, we need to first of all check that if the target file already exists in this if condition. So it will return either true or false depending upon the value. If it returns true, in that case we will be converting that file to HTML, sorry, PDF. First of all, we'll be getting the content of the file by using the get content file get contents methods of PHP. It's a built-in method to actually read the content of any file. So here we'll be providing the path of the file, target file to this function as an argument. So it will read the HTML file which the user submits. It will read everything and store the content in this variable, which is HTML content. After doing this, we need to convert this into PDF. We will be constructing that path. So this will be output PDF, which will be constructed. And now to actually do the conversion, we will be using the DOMPDF library. So we'll be instantiating a new constructor of this third-party library like this. After this, we have a method right here inside this library, which is load HTML. So load HTML, what it will do, it will load the input file. We need to pass the HTML content like this. So after that, it contains a method called as render, which will actually render out this HTML file and it will render it to PDF. Now we need to save this file. So for saving it, we also have a method in this library, which is output. So let me explain you. First of all, we load the HTML file by using this load HTML function, and then we render it out to PDF, and then for saving it we are using the output method. So you can see we are using three methods: load HTML, render, and output. So after this, we need to allow the user to download the file as an attachment when they press the button. So for doing it, we will be using file put contents methods of PHP. Once again, we're providing the path of the output file, and the second argument will be the actual output. So it will actually create this output PDF file in the root directory. So now we need to actually download this file in the browser. So how to do this? It's very simple. We will have a if condition again. If file exists, in that case only, and we need to add some headers. Let me explain you each header in detail what it does. So the first header is content description, which actually specifies you are transferring files in the browser. So this is actually the value. The second header is for specifying the content type. So here it will be having the extension, which is application slash PDF, because it's a PDF file. And then we have the content disposition header, which is set to attachment file name is the full file name. The next header, so let me just write all these headers. All the source code will be present in the description. So you can see these are all the headers that you need to. So if you download anything in PHP as an attachment, you need to specify these headers. So this tells you about the file that the user will be downloading. In this case, it's a PDF file. So that's why we need to add these headers to actually convey to the browser that it's a PDF file that the user is downloading. If you don't add these headers, the file will not get downloaded. So these are mandatory. So if the file is not present, in that case, we'll be simply saying to the user that, sorry, there was an error in generating the PDF. So this also, if you see, it's also this if condition right here, which is ending right here. You have this if condition that if the file exists. So if the file doesn't exist, we will be having this else block. We are saying to the user that the HTML file does not exist. I so we have written this functionality, but if you now refresh the application, still the application will not work. If you select your file, which is index.html, if you click this, you will actually see this error that the HTML file doesn't exist. We need to upload the file as well. If you see in the public/uploads directory, nothing is present. So for uploading the file in PHP, we have to write the code for this. So we will just have this code right here, which is if this value of upload OK is equal to 0, in that case we will say that sorry, your file was not uploaded because you specified a wrong file, because only HTML files are allowed. So if this value is 1, in that case in the else block we will use this move underscore uploaded file built-in function of PHP. So here we need to specify the actual files array. This will be the again the name parameter and the temporary name. So this code is really common. If you need to upload any file in PHP, we'll use the built-in function of move underscore uploaded file. Here we get the temporary path of the file, and this needs to be the name parameter that you have given in the index.html. So again we have given file right here. This needs to match. So this is really simple function, and after this you need to specify what file that you are uploading. So the second argument will be target file. So inside this function, if the function is successful, in that case we will simply print out a message like this: the file has been uploaded. In the else case, we will basically say sorry, there was an error uploading your file. So if you just add this code now, if you go to your application, simply select your HTML file, click on download PDF, and now if you see, your PDF file has been successfully downloaded. And if you open it, you will actually see the output PDF file contains 2 pages. So whatever was present in the HTML file plus with custom CSS as well, you can see it has converted that to the PDF file. So this template can have anything. It can even have images as well. Let's suppose if you want to embed any sort of third-party image from a website, this template can be anything. It can contain tables, images. So let's suppose if I want to copy the image address, if I change this template, just add an image tag as well, paste this address. So now if I select, so the image is not converted, guys. So only tables and the actual text. You can actually try this because this is coming from a third-party website. That's why you can't display third-party images inside your HTML. So I've deployed this tool on my website, so you can actually test it out before purchasing it. So HTML to PDF, you can go to this, just check out this tool. This is the address. So the purchase link is given in the description. If you want to purchase this source code, the link is given. So it's a simple application which uses DOMPDF to actually carry out this conversion. Thank you very much for watching this video, and I will be seeing you in the next one.